A man was enjoying the night breeze from his balcony when something odd caught his attention. An old woman dancing alone in the street. Her movements were strange, jerky, and almost unnatural. It reminded him of the Serbian dancing lady, the one who chases you if you get too close. But then something even worse appeared right in front of her. A figure in a black robe moved in sync, its motions eerily precise. It wasn't just mimicking her, it was controlling her. The sight sent chills down his spine. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't human. Swinging witch. Stay away from this field. A tourist spent the night in a quiet village, expecting nothing unusual, but while walking near a field, he spotted a girl in a white frock on a swing, moving gently with the breeze. It looked normal until she jumped, her posture twisted, her eyes glowed, and in an instant, she locked onto him. She wasn't human. Fear took over, and he bolted. Later, villagers revealed the truth. Years ago, a young girl lost her life while playing there. Since then, she never left. The field was hers, and anyone who entered risked meeting her vengeful spirit. Haunted cave? A paranormal investigator set out to explore a cave with a haunted past. He expected whispers, maybe shadows, but he wasn't prepared for what he found. In the pitch-black silence, a tall figure stood motionless. He spoke, no response. He tossed sand, nothing. Even when he reached out, it didn't move. That's when the truth hit him. This wasn't a spirit. It was a jinn. Heart racing, he dropped to the ground and began praying. What happened next remains a mystery. He never spoke about it again, and no one dared to ask. Trance circle. In England, a girl was filming herself dancing near an abandoned site when her recording took a disturbing turn. In the background, a group of people stood in a perfect circle, heads down, motionless. They didn't twitch, they didn't breathe, just stood as if trapped in a trance. The unsettling silence sent a chill down her spine. She ended the recording and got out of there, too afraid to find out more. Some say it was a secret ritual, others believe those people weren't fully human anymore. Either way, she never went back. Vanishing girl. Two girls were settling into their new apartment when they saw something impossible. A ghostly figure floated in the doorway, staring at them. When they moved, it disappeared, only to reappear at the top of the stairs. Their fear turned to panic. They bolted outside, but when they looked back, the figure was in the window, watching them. Then, in an instant, it was back on the ground floor. That was the final straw. They ran, leaving the apartment behind, knowing they had just met something that wasn't supposed to be there. Road crawler. Late night drives can be fun until they turn into nightmares. A group of friends took a risky route through an abandoned road, and halfway through they hit the brakes. A terrifying figure stood ahead, its body twisted, face bent, and crouched on all fours. Then it moved, slowly creeping toward them. The video ended before showing what happened next. Did they escape, or did it get them? No one knows. One thing's for sure, you might think twice before driving down an abandoned road at night. Faceless bride. A man was driving through a quiet village late at night when he noticed someone standing by the roadside. Thinking it was just a villager, he slowed down until he got a better look. A woman in a white dress stood motionless, but her face, it was featureless, almost like it was never there to begin with. A chill ran down his spine. Without hesitation, he slammed the gas and sped off. Locals whisper that the road is haunted by a bride-to-be whose life ended in tragedy before her wedding. Maybe she's still there, waiting for a ceremony that will never come. Field witch. A viral video has left viewers terrified. A lone figure stood in an open field, completely still, almost like a scarecrow. But as the camera zoomed in, it moved. A white shroud covered its entire body, its form barely visible beneath the fabric. Those familiar with Indonesian folklore immediately recognized it. This looked like a pokong, the restless spirit of someone still wrapped in their burial shroud. The thought alone was chilling, whether it was real or a hoax. One thing is clear, if you ever see something like this in person, don't stick around. Jogger's nightmare. A man was out for his morning jog when something disturbing caught his eye. A tall figure in a black dress, standing eerily still near the woods. At first it looked like a mannequin, but when he zoomed in with his camera, his stomach dropped. His face was completely white, blank, and unnatural, as if it wasn't human at all. But the worst part, it wasn't just standing there, it was watching him, his head subtly tilting, as if tracking his every move. A peaceful jog turned into a terrifying escape. River's secret. For years, eerie voices echoed from the river every night, keeping the villagers on edge. Finally, they decided to confront whatever was lurking beneath the water. As they peered into the dark currents, they saw something that made their blood run cold. A pale, human-like face staring back. But as they focused, their fear only deepened. The figure had a long, fish-like tail, resembling a mermaid. But something felt horribly wrong. It didn't seem magical or beautiful. It felt cursed. A trapped spirit, a creature never meant to be seen. Whatever it was, the villagers never went near the river again. Uninvited presence. This woman was performing a fertility ritual, hoping to change her luck, but she ended up summoning something far worse. As she focused on her prayers, an eerie sensation crept over her. Then she saw it, a ghostly figure peeking from behind a wall, watching her. The moment her heart started racing, the figure vanished. She tried to shake it off, but before she could take another breath, it reappeared. This time, it was right behind her. Was she the only one performing the ritual, or had she invited something from beyond? Forest's warning. A paranormal investigator entered a haunted forest, unaware he was about to disturb something ancient. As he wandered deeper, he came across a massive hole in the ground, deep and freshly dug, almost like a grave. Then, a chilling presence washed over him. Something was near. Instinct kicked in, and he began reciting holy verses. That's when it happened. A dark figure slowly rose from the hole, its form shifting like smoke. A jinn. It had been waiting. He turned and ran without looking back, but when he finally did, the figure was gone, swallowed by the earth as if it had never been there. Floating figure. Holy shit. Locals were already on edge with all the strange happenings in town, but this sighting took things to another level. A deformed figure hovered above the ground, its slow, unnatural movement sending chills through those who saw it. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't anything recognizable. People whispered about a dark entity taking shape, a spirit manifesting in ways beyond understanding. Some believed it was a warning, an omen of something worse to come. The town had always had its share of eerie tales, but now, the rumors weren't just stories anymore. Cult ritual. A disturbing clip has been making the rounds, leaving viewers unsettled. A group of robed men stood in formation, responding to their names being called with a strange, synchronized salute. Then, without hesitation, they began a ritual, sacrificing a chicken while chanting in unison. The eerie ceremony didn't stop there. They smeared the chicken's blood onto each other, the true purpose of their actions remaining a mystery. Some believe they were part of a secret cult. Others fear they were involved in something even darker. Ghostly scream. What? This group of YouTubers set out to explore a graveyard, hoping for a spooky adventure. They found more than they bargained for. While wandering through the overgrown paths, they spotted a strange hole covered with something. At first, it seemed like an old, forgotten grave, but as they got closer, a ghostly woman appeared out of nowhere, screaming. Panic set in. That's when they noticed something even worse. Inside the hole, candles flickered, as if a ritual had just been interrupted. Maybe they had stumbled upon a witch in the middle of something dark. Out of nowhere.
You up here, Carly?
They say kids see things adults can't. One family learned this the hard way. Their little girl had been happily playing until she stopped, frozen, next to someone. But when the parents looked, there was no one there. Only a long, stretched hand reaching out of nowhere. No human had a hand like that. The girl's face twisted in fear, and she ran straight into her mother's arms. That night, she wouldn't stop crying, and no one could tell her it was just her imagination. Cover up. A lone camper in the jungle locked eyes with something massive. It was covered in fur, standing unnaturally still. His first thought? A gorilla. But when he zoomed in, the truth hit hard. It was Sasquatch. Terror took over. He sprinted to the forest officials, hoping for answers. Instead, he got silent. A firm warning. Forget what you saw. That meant only one thing they knew. The world wasn't supposed to find out, but secrets can't stay buried forever. Folklore creatures aren't just myths anymore. The truth is slipping out, whether they like it or not. Tarzan woman. Deep in the forest, a hiker saw something impossible. A woman perched atop a towering tree. There were no branches to climb, no way for a person to balance so perfectly. She stood in a flowing gown, her head tilting unnaturally, her unseen gaze locked onto him. Locals warned that these woods are haunted, with ghostly wails echoing through the night. As he stood frozen, the sound of soft, distant sobbing reached his ears, growing louder. When he looked back up, the figure was gone, but the cries never stopped, following him long after he left. Disappearing witch. The streets of Bogota have witnessed many bizarre sights, but this one sent shivers down everyone's spine. A woman in tattered clothes was caught on multiple CCTV cameras, walking slowly with her head down. Then, without warning, she vanished. It wasn't just a glitch in one camera. Every camera showed the same thing. 1 second, she was there. The next, she was gone. There was no trick, no distortion, just an eerie disappearance. Now, with security footage proving her existence, the town is on edge. She has already appeared once, and nobody knows where she'll turn up next. Witch's warning. A ghost hunter entered an abandoned building, ready to document the supernatural. But as his camera rolled, something in the shadows shifted. A black figure moved, slow, deliberate, and ominous. It wasn't hiding, it was watching. He held his ground, but the air grew heavy, the silence unbearable. Then, his camera caught something undeniable. This wasn't a simple apparition, it was a djinn. The footage cut off abruptly, leaving viewers unsettled. Some places are cursed, and when the unseen gives a warning, ignoring it might be the last mistake you make. Cursed children. For weeks, eerie noises tormented a quiet village. Determined to find the cause, the villagers set up a camera, and what they captured was terrifying. Two shadowy figures appeared, their movements unnatural, flickering in and out of sight. But when the footage was reviewed, a chilling realization set in. These weren't local children. These were spirit souls cursed by a witch long ago, forever trapped in that place. The whispers in the night had returned, and with them, an ancient darkness that the village could no longer ignore. Transformed witch.
Hijau-hijau kayak ulat ya.
A forest official on patrol spotted what he assumed was an animal, but as he got closer, he froze. The creature had a long tail and the upper body of a woman, a mermaid. In the forest? That made no sense. This wasn't a known species. It was something else. A cryptid. Something science had yet to classify. Whatever it was, officials wasted no time sealing off the area. No explanations were given. No reports were filed. One thing was certain. Whatever he saw wasn't meant for the world to know. Cave's secret. A camper stumbled upon a cave deep in the woods, but what he found inside left him shaken. He saw men standing in the darkness, but they weren't human. Their features were distorted, something between demons and shapeshifters. The longer he looked, the clearer it became. He wasn't meant to see them. Without a second thought, he bolted out of there, running as fast as he could. He never looked back, and he never spoke of it again. Some caves hold secrets, and some secrets are better left undiscovered. Cliffhanger. Some views aren't worth capturing. A group of YouTubers set out to film a scenic night shot, but as they focused their cameras, they spotted something on a distant cliff. A tall figure stood motionless, its skin red, eyes glowing like embers in the dark. The longer they stared, the more certain they became. This wasn't human. Was it a djinn or something even older, lurking in the mountains? The video ended with no answers, only fear. Some things are better left unseen. Which V's beasts? A lone explorer ventured deep into the mountains, following eerie sounds echoing through the night. What he found was beyond terrifying. A deformed woman, her face twisted and unnatural, sat on the ground, while two towering horned